Today we begin our journey to Edgeville. No, not that Edgeville. We're going to be doing stuff that results in a purposefully delayed dopamine response. A concept that I call stackable dopamine. Things like Tempo Rush, or really any minigame where you can do all the grunt work to earn your reward before you actually claim it. I'm going to stockpile a massive amount of rewards, and I'm going to log all of that to share with all of you. Now, this first source of dopamine that I'm going to describe to you might sound kinda weird, and it is, but it's actually what made me want to do this in the first place. Shades of mort'ton. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, why the f*** do you want to do Shades of mort'ton? Great freaking question. First and foremost, I'm a freaking idiot. The second reason, and this explains why I think I'm a freaking idiot, is because I got an elite clue scroll step that requires split bark legs. Now, on an Iron Man, there's two ways of getting these. First is by killing Chaos Fanatic. Probably the easiest way. 1 in 26 drop. Pretty quick to get them there. But like I said, I'm an idiot. I'm not doing that. There's no stackable dopamine there. And that's where option number 2 comes into play. Split bark legs can be crafted, and they require 4 ingredients. First 2, simple, needle and thread. The next is 3 pieces of bark. Bark is easy to get. You just need 45 wood cutting, and you go chop down a hollow tree. Easy peasy. Fine cloth is a totally different story. The only way to get it is by opening chests from the Shades of mort'ton minigame. The drop rate scales depending on the chest you open. The higher level gold chests have a pretty common drop of these, whereas the lower level chests have some really interesting drop mechanics. The lowest chest has this at a 1 in 1700 drop, but then there's this weird mechanic where it requires you to have a medium clue scroll to receive it in the first place. That's pretty freaking strange. Then if you wear a Ring of Wealth, it goes all the way up to 1 in 62. It's strange, but regardless, we're not planning on opening those chests anyway for this. Now, you're probably thinking, that's a lot to go through for a crappy elite clue scroll. Yeah, you're right, 100%. I really don't have a great reason for doing this. Stacking this many keys, probably 1,000 or so. But clue scrolls are also on my list of stackable dopamine. And there are also some pretty nice rewards from here that I'll be looking to snag, separate from the fine cloth. Things like the Rune Scroll of Bloodbark, which opens up Bloodbark armor, which is pretty freaking sick. And the Zealot's Robes, which are also pretty freaking sick and make prayer a little bit easier to train. It's impossible to say right now how everything is going to shake out, but I do know what my first step is going to be. I have some requirements to get before I can even get all the keys in the first place. First, I need to actually get the requirements to cremate all the shade remains. Cremating Urium shades gives the best keys, but they must be cremated using redwood pyre logs. Now I'm only 80 wood cutting. Redwood logs, as you know, require 90 wood cutting. So, first thing I gotta get, 90 wood cutting. But that's not all. Actually burning the redwood pyre logs requires 95 fire making. And that, my friends, is music to my ears. As boring as it may sound, Winter Tote is going to be the first stackable dopamine rush that we tackle in this series. It's not going to be as fun as some of the other stuff I've planned, and stay tuned for that, but it should be a nice way for us to ease in. Settle in, buckle up, and get ready for the dopamine ride. Welcome to Edgeville.